A towering funnel cloud twists violently as it descends from a churning sky over the town of Rio Bonito do Iguaçu in southern Brazil. The late afternoon of November 7, 2025, should have been ordinary, even peaceful. Families returning from work, children playing outside, shops closing slowly for the evening. But instead, a monstrous vortex forms in the distance, gaining size and momentum with terrifying speed. Lightning flashes inside the dark rotating mass, illuminating debris already being pulled upward. For a moment, it looks almost unreal, like a scene from a film. But this is not fiction. This is the beginning of one of the most destructive natural disasters in Paraná's recent history. The storm slams into the community with little warning. Wind gusts accelerate from strong, to violent, to catastrophic in under a minute. Metal roofs tear off like sheets of paper. Trees bend to impossible angles before uprooting completely. The sound is described by survivors as a jet engine mixed with an earthquake, a roar you feel in your bones, and the loudest silence before everything exploded. Rain hits horizontally, needles of water driven by winds exceeding 200 kilometers per hour. The power grid collapses almost instantly. Sparks from transformers flash across the sky like blue lightning. Streetlights flicker and die. Homes are plunged into sudden darkness as the sky itself grows darker still. People run. People scream. Some try to flee in vehicles, only to abandon them as flying debris shatters windshields. Others grab children and pets, rushing to interior rooms, closets, bathrooms, anywhere they believe walls might hold. Emergency operators are overwhelmed within seconds. The incoming calls overlap in frantic waves. My roof is gone. A car just flew past my window. The house is shaking. Please, someone help us. One recorded call captures a woman whispering through sobs. The wind is pulling the door. I can't hold it anymore, please, before the line cuts out. Outside, cars tumble like toys. A small pickup is captured on camera rolling across a street before disappearing behind a wall of dust and debris. Sheets of corrugated metal spin like deadly blades. Giant branches whip through the air, smashing windows and walls indiscriminately. Meteorologists later explain the scientific backdrop. A hot, moisture-laden air mass rising from central Brazil met a powerful advancing cold front from Argentina. The clash created explosive atmospheric instability and intense wind shear, key ingredients for the formation of a supercell capable of producing a tornado of F2 to potentially F3 strength. But in this moment, science offers no comfort. Thunder cracks. Sirens wail. Inside many homes, families huddle in darkness, the structure creaking and groaning around them. Children cry into their parents' arms. The floor vibrates under the pressure waves. A few residents record desperate messages, unsure if they will survive. In the outskirts of town, an outdoor concert is torn apart in seconds. Musicians drop instruments and sprint for shelter as wind rips the stage canopy into ribbons. Speakers fly. Metal trusses twist and snap. The audience scatters, slipping in the mud, shielding their heads from falling debris. A guitarist later recounts diving under the stage just as shards of roofing sheet rained from above. It sounded like the world was folding in on itself. Across Rio Bonito do Iguaçu, panic becomes universal. The tornado's core carves through neighborhoods, leaving behind nothing but swirling dust where houses once stood. By the time the worst of the wind has passed, the town is unrecognizable. Dawn rises, but its light reveals only ruin. This 8-minute sequence should show slow, dramatic footage, destroyed neighborhoods, collapsed roofs, twisted metal, crushed vehicles, splintered trees, families wandering in shock. Streets flattened. Entire blocks lie in shambles. Homes once lined neatly along the roads now resemble piles of kindling and brick. Some structures are reduced to their foundations, nothing left but a rectangle of concrete surrounded by broken memories. A school has lost half its roof. Classrooms are exposed to the sky like dollhouses cut open. Children's books float in puddles. Desks lie upside down, coated in dust and plaster. The local supermarket is a metal carcass, its roof caved in, aisles buried under twisted beams and shattered glass. Refrigerators lie toppled, their contents spilling onto the mud-covered floor. Human toll. At least 6 people lost their lives, including a 14-year-old girl. More than 700 residents suffered injuries, dozens of them severe. Hospitals in nearby cities, such as Laranjeiras do Sul and Guarapuava, overflow with wounded, broken bones, deep lacerations, head trauma, shock. An elderly man stands shirtless in the debris where his home once stood. He clutches a single wooden photo frame, the only object he has found intact. A mother sits on a broken doorstep, holding her child against her chest, both wrapped in an emergency blanket handed out by rescue volunteers. Her voice trembles as she says, "We heard the walls cracking, then everything flew." Everything. Search and rescue. Firefighters dig through rubble with bare hands when equipment cannot access narrow, blocked streets. Volunteers from neighboring towns arrive in pickup trucks loaded with bottled water, tarps, and tools. A team uncovers a family trapped under what used to be their living room ceiling. Cheers erupt when a survivor is pulled out alive. Moments later, silence falls when another victim is found. Dogs from search and rescue units comb through the wreckage, barking when they detect movement or scent. Widespread displacement. Nearly 1,000 residents are left homeless. Entire families now sleep in school gymnasiums, churches, and community centers converted into temporary shelters. Blankets line the floors. Volunteers distribute warm meals, though supplies remain limited. Children ask again and again, when can we go home? Parents have no answers. Aerial footage. Drone shots emphasize the scale. From above, the town resembles a war zone. Vast patches of gray and brown where homes once stood, debris arranged like scars across the land. Vehicles lie upside down or piled against fences. Trees, once green and full, now stand stripped and skeletal.
Começou a correr do temporal, desabou o mercado. Meu Deus, levei uma pancada na cabeça, tirei uma moeda debaixo dos escombros, tem outro sumido, gente cortada.
Esse é o retrato. Colégio, igreja, esse telhado.
Economic impact. The financial cost will reach tens of millions of reais. Small businesses, bakeries, repair shops, groceries, hair salons, lie in ruins. Farms surrounding the town suffer massive losses as barns collapse and equipment scatters across fields. A farmer surveys his destroyed grain silo. "This is our entire harvest," he says, voice breaking. Gone. All gone. Community effort.
Tudo, gente do céu, tudo no chão.
Yet amid the devastation, solidarity blossoms. Neighbors who have lost everything still help clear the debris from others' homes.
Search through debris.
Força do vento acabou jogando o carro, tombando e jogando na calçada. Estrada.
Olha o mercado, meu Deus, olha os carros.
Volunteers carry buckets of water, chainsaws, and shovels. At one point, a group of residents form a human chain to move rubble and search for trapped pets.
Não tem muito.
A fire captain remarks, "I have never seen destruction on this scale. But I have also never seen people band together so quickly." Emotional trauma. Psychologists warn that the psychological wounds may outlast the physical ones. Children wake screaming from nightmares. Adults replay the tornado in their minds, the sound of the roof tearing away, the darkness, the fear of death. A grandmother, tears in her eyes, says, "Everything we owned is gone. But we're alive. And somehow that has to be enough." By minute 13, the camera slowly pulls back from a panoramic drone shot. What was once a vibrant town now looks as if a giant hand swept across it, leaving devastation in its wake. Night falls again, and the town remains in emergency mode. Fire trucks, ambulances, and civil defense vehicles move through the darkness, their flashing lights reflecting off the wet ground. Generators hum inside shelters. Families huddle in donated blankets, eating simple meals handed out by volunteers. Officials advise residents not to return to damaged houses. Many structures remain unstable. Downed power lines still pose risks. Water contamination is a growing concern. Meteorologists warn that although the tornado itself is gone, the broader storm front continues to threaten neighboring regions with hail, heavy rain, and strong winds. Looking forward. As rescue transitions into recovery, larger questions emerge. Will Brazil invest in improved early warning systems for tornado-prone regions? Will building codes be updated to withstand stronger storms? How will the government support families who have lost everything? How will children cope with the trauma of that terrifying night? The path to reconstruction will take months, perhaps years. But what happened here will remain etched in memory, passed down in stories, becoming a defining moment for Rio Bonito do Iguaçu. A closing note of resilience. Despite the destruction, hope remains visible. Volunteers from across Paraná arrive daily. Families share food, tools, and comfort. The community refuses to surrender to despair. One resident, standing before the ruins of his home, says with quiet strength, "Brick falls. Walls fall. But we don't. We will rebuild." The video fades out on a sunrise, the first since the storm, casting light on a wounded but unbroken community. Thank you for watching this in-depth coverage from Paraná, Brazil. We will continue to report on the recovery efforts, the stories of survivors, and the long road toward rebuilding a town forever changed.